And admittedly, I don't do this all the time, but I especially do it if I'm in an area where they are giving service that is very good. So like at a restaurant and the guy's just really good, he just kind of stands out. You know, it just stands out. And so I'll say things like, create some kind of rapport. Ask them, where you're from, college, try whatever. There's a million different ways to do that. The form, Amway teaches it, and then say, hey, just throwing it out there. Just change the channel up a little bit, but would you be open to a side project that didn't interfere with what you're doing? If you built any level of rapport, it's very rare to get, what's this? No, not at all. And they'll say, usually one of two answers is either, well, yeah, because think about this. Let's get outside of our MLM world that we're in and think, if someone came to you and said, hey, would you be interested in a side project that didn't interfere with what you're currently doing? If you have rapport with that person, you're not gonna put up the defense. Side project doesn't interfere with what you're currently doing. And so most people say either yeah or well, what is it? Right? I say, well, it may or may not be for you, but if you're interested, I can get your information, send you over some little tidbit. I'm a little busy right now. I gotta run, but I'll send you over some information. If you're interested, great. If not, we do. So
and the rapport part, because I think that's where Rick was kind of like actually starting the conversation, finding something in common or a compliment or what is.
Yeah, I mean it can be.
He's an analytical, like exactly what.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and that's the problem is there's no script for what vibration to give off.
Right.
Because here's the reality: they're reading your music, not your words, and so you have to not be so committed to I'm going to get this person to my downline to let me just make a connection with this person. And so that's why scripts are great guidelines, but you still want to not forget to be a human being.
Sure.
And that's where people have bad experiences. That's where people, just have bad experiences. They're hearing your music. That's why someone with great music, they can get people no problem, even if they don't know any of the right things to say. And so it's having that just friendly, just be a human being, rather than an android or something. So hey, Penn's hat. I see you Pittsburgh. Blah, blah. It's just relating to them. And there's a lot of times I initiate this, but I don't actually go through it because I don't like them. And if I'm talking to them and I just get a bad vibe, I'm like, oh, that's cool. See, nothing happened. I didn't get rejected. I didn't. So now there are other guys that would just do the numbers no matter what. No matter what the person is. I'm pretty picky.
You take the card and run, right?
Oh yeah, I take the information. They'll never follow up with you.
Yeah. So what are you getting from it? If they happen to be someone with a business card, you grab that. But otherwise,
definitely a business
name,
card.
Number.
Yeah, definitely a business card if they have it. Name, number, email is what I go for.
And then you call them or you send them to your funnel. Or depends on the.
It depends. Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna send them to I'm gonna send them to a presentation. I don't send them to an opt-in because they've already opted in.
Right.
That's a mistake I think people make is you talk to people on Facebook or you talk to someone. If you've actually talked to somebody and they said, I'm interested, they've now opted in. And so send them to something that's not an opt-in that doesn't ask for any commitment. Because you're asking for a commitment when you send someone an opt-in. And so send them directly to your presentation or send them to a YouTube video or something. And if there's any hesitation, then I pull back. Like if I say, oh, okay, cool, what's your number? And they're like, if you're not interested, it's cool. Not a big deal. It's cool. And almost every time they're like, oh, no. Whereas some people would be like, oh, yeah, go ahead. They won't read the person. They won't feel that the person is having hesitation. And that's a really big thing. In any time when I'm talking to somebody, if they pull back, I pull back harder. Well, can you really make money at this? You know what? Probably not, because you got to work pretty hard, and I just don't know. I'm looking for people that's serious. Do you know anybody? Do you know two people who've been affected by the economy that want to make extra money? See, I'll put different, emphasis on different things. Like I did that sponsoring webinar. Were you on that? Were you on the sponsoring webinar?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I'll use things like if someone's negative, I'll spin it back. I'll give them a dumb objection, whatever. And then I'll say, are you someone that, are you even open to making extra money? are you even open to making extra money? See, that's much different than are you open? Because are you open is I hope to get a sale right now.
Yeah.
When I'm saying are you even open, I'm like, am I wasting my time? Because my time's valuable. And so it's just a different frame.
It's more posture. More posture.
And you also can't care. I don't care. You know, I mean, if someone joins or not, I don't care because I know that there's going to be millions of people join my business. No one person can affect me. And so you just got to have that mindset, and then all of a sudden it'll show up. You know, when you have that mindset. You know, when people call me and say, "Hey, well, why should I join you?" And I get where they're coming from. I hear their music. I say, "Well, maybe you shouldn't." I'll tell you what I do and what I don't do. You know, if it's a fit, great, and if it's not, hey, appreciate your time. I'll say that. And that makes them want it more. They're like, man, I really want to join this guy now. You know?
Little takeaway.
That's all it is. That's awesome.
That's great, man.
Cool. Thanks.
Does that help?
Yeah, very much so. Thank you.
2 books, Bob Berg, Endless Referrals.
Got it, yeah.
Carnegie, you know, When Friends and Influence People, of course. You know, you'd be amazed at when you ask people questions nonstop. You know, they love it, man. They eat it up. When you just hit them with questions, like on planes you do that. No one ever listens to you. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, you go home, you know, spouse doesn't listen to you, the kids don't listen, coworkers don't listen. When someone actually listens to you and they're asking you questions, it's just like, I think, man, that guy's a great conversationalist. He listened to me the whole time.
Yeah.
So,
What a great guy I met on the plane.
great, he's awesome.
Yeah.
And they've actually done studies. I mean, they've done studies specifically on planes, where someone, you know, just asked questions the whole time, and then they interviewed, you know, the people. Yeah, I sat next to this great guy. That's
What's
what they
he do
come
for
away
a
with.
living? What can I do?
Yeah,
with him?
exactly.
You know?
I did that, you know, I did that to a lady, and, you know, I was just hitting her with questions. And about, you know, 30 minutes in, I haven't volunteered anything. She's like, man, what do you do? She's like really, you know, interested. You know?
Cool.
So you do
Cool,
it.
man.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Well, he does what he does.
Yeah, man.
Good shit. That was awesome.